Bobby put on his pants. Normal pants. Or so he thought. They were his favorite pair, blue with little stars on them. He had worn them countless times before, and nothing unusual had ever happened. But today was different. Today, something magical was about to unfold. He looked in the mirror. "Whoa!" Bobby shouted. His pants were gone. He blinked a few times, thinking maybe his eyes were playing tricks on him. But no, his pants had truly vanished. He turned around, trying to see if they had fallen off, but they were nowhere to be found. Where did they go? He wondered. Then he saw it. A tiny shimmer in the air, like a glimmer of sunlight catching a piece of glass. It was faint, almost imperceptible, but it was there. Bobby leaned in closer, his curiosity piqued. A tiny shimmer in the air. His pants were invisible. Bobby poked the shimmer. His finger went right through. It was as if the fabric had turned into air. He could feel the pants, but he couldn't see them. This was the coolest thing ever. His finger went right through. Cool, he giggled. Invisible pants were awesome. He imagined all the fun he could have with them. He could sneak up on his friends, play pranks, and be the talk of the school. The possibilities were endless. He couldn't wait to show his friends. He imagined their faces when they saw him wearing invisible pants. They would be so amazed. But first he had to figure out how to pull them back up. He reached down feeling for the waistband, but it was tricky. Without being able to see them, it was like trying to grab a ghost. But first he had to figure out how to pull them back up. He tugged and pulled, trying to get a good grip. It was a strange sensation, feeling the fabric but not seeing it. He finally managed to get them up, but it took a lot of effort. He laughed at the absurdity of it all. Invisible pants were fun, but they were also a bit of a challenge. Once he had them securely in place, Bobby ran outside to find his friends. He couldn't wait to show them his new discovery. He imagined all the games they could play and the adventures they could have. Invisible pants were just the beginning. Who knew what other magical things were out there waiting to be discovered? When he found his friends, they were playing in the park. Bobby ran up to them, grinning from ear to ear. "Hey guys, check this out!" he shouted. His friends turned to look at him, puzzled. "What are we supposed to be looking at?" one of them asked. Bobby did a little dance, showing off his invisible pants. "My pants! They're invisible!" he exclaimed. At first, his friends didn't believe him. They thought he was playing a trick on them. But when they reached out and felt the fabric, their eyes widened in amazement. "No way!" one of them said. "That's so cool!" another added. They all started laughing and trying to come up with ideas for how to use the invisible pants in their games. The rest of the day was filled with laughter and fun. Bobby and his friends played hide and seek, with Bobby having a distinct advantage thanks to his invisible pants. They made up stories about magical lands and invisible creatures, letting their imaginations run wild. It was a day they would never forget. As the sun began to set, Bobby headed home, his heart full of joy. He knew that his invisible pants were something special, something magical, and he couldn't wait to see what other adventures awaited him. With a smile on his face, he whispered to himself, "I wonder what will happen tomorrow." And with that, Bobby went to bed, dreaming of all the possibilities that lay ahead. The world was full of magic, and he was ready to discover it all. The next morning, Bobby woke up excited. What would his pants do today? He pulled them on. They felt different. He jumped. Boing! He bounced high in the air. "Bouncy pants," he yelled. He bounced all the way to school. Boing! Boing! He bounced over the school bus. Boing! He even bounced higher than the school roof. This was the best day ever. The next day, Bobby's pants shimmered silver. He felt a jolt of energy. He ran outside. Zoom! He was super fast. Faster than a cheetah. Faster than a race car. He ran around his house, a blur of motion. He circled the world before lunchtime. "My pants are amazing!" Bobby shouted, feeling like a superhero. One sunny afternoon, Bobby was showing off his super speedy pants at the park. That's when he saw her. A girl, about his age, floating in midair. She wore a bright red dress that shimmered like his pants. "Whoa!" Bobby stopped, out of breath. The girl giggled. "Hi, I'm Zoe. This is my magical dress," she said. Bobby couldn't believe it. Someone else with magical clothes. Section 5. The superpower showdown begins. "My pants are magic too," Bobby boasted. Zoe landed softly on the ground. "Prove it," she challenged, her eyes twinkling. And so began the superpower showdown. Bobby's pants glowed green. He bounced high in the air, then zoomed around Zoe in a blur. Zoe giggled, her dress glowing pink. She rose gracefully into the air, leaving a trail of sparkling dust. Section 6. Pants take flight. Suddenly, Bobby's pants started to flap. He shot up into the air, right next to Zoe. "Whoa!" he yelped, surprised. His pants could fly. He soared through the air, laughing with delight. Zoe flew beside him, spinning and twirling in her magical dress. They chased each other through the clouds, their laughter echoing through the sky. Section 7. The Amazing Rescue. As they flew through the bright blue sky, the wind rushing past their faces, they suddenly heard a faint cry for help. It was a sound that pierced through the air, catching their attention immediately. A little kitten was stuck in a tree. The poor creature was perched precariously on a high branch, meowing pitifully. Its tiny paws clung to the bark, and its eyes were wide with fear. "We have to help!" Zoe shouted, her voice filled with determination. She knew they couldn't just fly past and ignore the kitten's plight. Without a moment's hesitation, Bobby swooped down towards the tree. His cape fluttered behind him as he descended rapidly, his eyes focused on the kitten. As he approached the tree, his pants began to glow a bright red. In an instant, a giant trampoline materialized beneath the tree, ready to catch the kitten if it fell. Zoe, with her gentle touch, carefully nudged the kitten off the branch. She spoke soothing words to calm the frightened animal, ensuring it felt safe. The kitten bounced safely onto the trampoline, its tiny body springing up and down before it finally landed into Zoe's waiting arms. She held it close, feeling its rapid heartbeat against her chest. "We did it!" Bobby cheered, his face lighting up with joy. The successful rescue filled them both with a sense of accomplishment and happiness. They returned the kitten to its grateful owner, who couldn't stop thanking them. The owner, with tears of gratitude in their eyes, hugged the kitten tightly. The superheroes felt a warm glow inside, knowing they had made a difference. With their mission complete, Zoe and Bobby waved goodbye and took to the skies once more. They flew off into the sunset, ready for their next adventure, knowing that wherever there was a cry for help, they would be there to answer it. Section 8. A super duo is born. From that day on, Bobby and Zoe were inseparable. They were a superhero duo, using their magical clothes to help people and have amazing adventures. They even gave themselves cool superhero names. Bobby became Captain Bouncy Zoom, the master of bouncing and speed. Zoe became Twinkle Twirl, the graceful flying wonder. Together, they were unstoppable. Section 9. The Secret Club. Bobby and Zoe knew they couldn't be the only ones with magical clothes. They had discovered their own magical outfits quite by accident. Bobby's jacket could make him fly, and Zoe's scarf could make her invisible. They were thrilled with their newfound abilities, but also felt a bit lonely. Surely there must be other kids out there with similar magical garments. So, they started a secret club for kids with extraordinary outfits. They called it the Enchanted Wardrobe Society. The club was a place where kids could come together, share their experiences, and learn from each other. Bobby and Zoe made colorful flyers and secretly distributed them at school, hoping to find other kids with magical clothes. They met in a treehouse, sharing stories and practicing their powers. The treehouse was the perfect hideout, nestled high in an old oak tree at the edge of the park. It was a place where they could be themselves without fear of being discovered. Each meeting was filled with excitement and wonder as new members joined and shared their unique abilities. There was a boy with a glowing cape who could turn invisible, named Max. Max had discovered his cape's power when he was trying to hide from his older brother. He was thrilled to find a place where he could use his ability without getting into trouble. Max loved playing hide-and-seek with the other club members, always winning because he could disappear at will. A girl with light-up shoes that made her run super fast, named Lily. Lily's shoes had been a birthday gift from her grandmother, who had no idea they were magical. Lily could outrun anyone, and she loved the feeling of the wind in her hair as she sped through the park. She often raced the other kids, always finishing first with a big smile on her face, and a kid with a hat that changed colors. This kid, named Sam, had a hat that could change to any color he wanted. Sam used his hat to blend into his surroundings, making it easier to sneak around and play pranks on his friends. He loved the look of surprise on their faces when he seemed to appear out of nowhere. It was the coolest club ever. The Enchanted Wardrobe Society became a place of friendship and adventure. The kids looked forward to their meetings, where they could be themselves and explore their powers. They even started planning missions to help others, using their abilities for good. The club was a secret, but it was the best secret they had ever kept. Each member felt special and valued, knowing they were part of something truly magical. Section 10. More adventures await. Every day brought new and exciting adventures for Bobby, Zoe, and their secret club. They stopped bank robbers with bouncy walls, rescued puppies with super speed, and even flew to the moon for a picnic. Their magical clothes brought them endless possibilities, laughter, and most importantly, true friendship. Section 11. Stay tuned. What other incredible powers will Bobby's pants reveal? What amazing feats will Zoe accomplish with her magical dress? Join Bobby and Zoe next time for more superpowered adventures. The end? Or is it just the beginning?